Hello everyone, this is Chris Jamel at Exiton Interactive, and in this video we are going to sort of reorganize things a little bit. In the previous video we created the responsive image tag helper, and we're going to create the DPR image tag helper in this video. But since they share a whole lot of code in common, we're going to create a base class for both of them to inherit from, update the responsive image tag, and then create our DPR image tag helper. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started here. So since the DPR image and the responsive image that we created previously share so much in common, the attributes that we need to set and such, we're going to go ahead and create a base class for everything. So I've already created one. I'm going to call it the image tag helper. Oops, let's make this a little bigger. We have the image tag helper here. What I'm going to do is start pulling things over. So I want to take this stuff over here. I'm not going to put a tag name on it. Let's go ahead and import some stuff, and I'm going to go ahead and make this thing an abstract class. Like I said, we're going to need the properties, so I'm just going to leave them here for the moment so I can see what will tell me what overlaps. So we'll move all the properties over, and the next thing that I'm going to do is add in, so we can see in the responsive image that we created earlier we have this sizes strings. We need to do something similar to the other side here to our base class. So let's create a property here for that. So sizes strings. And while I'm thinking about it, this needs to inherit from tag helper. And now we need to create the override the process. Perfect. And if we go back to a few things that we were adding, so these things, the output, tag name, attributes, the alt, all of that gets moved over here. And I guess I could have done other things as well. What I'm looking for is where I added the lazy load class here. Let's just grab this, and we'll add that, except we're going to get rid of this here, and we're just going to add the class, import the things that we need. Perfect. And we do need to set our sizes strings here, size strings. And then let's add a few more things to our base class. So what we're going to have is, oops, we can steal this actually. So we'll just steal that, move it over, so we have the images string, but we need to make this protected. Perfect. And we want a couple other things. Alright, so now we'll put a protected abstract void, and we're going to have a process on there. What we'll put into it is a tag helper output. So we'll send that over. And last but not least, what we'll see here is we did a lot of, actually we're just going to copy and paste this. Let's grab this stuff. So this stuff all right here is just setting minus this class. We'll get rid of it. But we're just setting the source and the source set key. Source and the source set. These things are basically the same. The source is going to be the same for both the responsive and DPR images. What changes though is the source set. So we'll deal with that here. So let's see, let's take this stuff over here and we'll make a protected void set source and source set method. We'll pass in a tag helper output And we're going to pass in a string array, which will be the source set, which is the difference between the two. Copy and paste, and change this to a capital. Size is strings, and remove that class. So now we're just setting the source and source set, and what we call them depends on whether or not we're lazy loading. So I think that'll take care of actually the base class. So it's basically just pulling over a bunch of things from our previous work, and we're going to change this from, instead of being tag helper, we'll have image tag helper. Now we'll get a whole bunch of stuff going on. So I'm wondering why this is not. Oh. So we should make that protected. Alright, now we got our underline here. So we do not need any of these. Perfect. Don't need that. And the last thing, let's implement it. So there's our process method. And so in process, all we have to do is pull this stuff down here. So we get the source set. Of course, we'll make this capital now. Change all of these, Perfect. Sizes, blah, blah, blah. Now we need to make our call to source, set source. The output and source set. All right, so now if we get rid of this, do our finger crossing. See, it's restarted the server there. Let's go and different sizes. Made a boo-boo. So we have an image tag that has the alt and nothing else. So it seems rather odd, doesn't it? Let's go ahead and finish what we should have been doing here now is just making sure. Give me your notes. Yep. So all we need is our process call. Save that. Go back. Now we're back in business. So we have our images back, and see, and it's back to lazy loading as well. All right, see the 480. If we get down to 320, we get the 320. So the responsive part is working. All right, so now we've added our base class and updated the responsive image tag, which is what we did previously. Now it's time to do some new work. So what we need is to target HTML, target element, helps if I look at the right thing. So DPR, derp, DPR image. Perfect. Let's import our using statement. Now we'll take in the image tag helper. Give me a stuff. So we just need to add in here. So what we'll do here is say var min is equal to int.parse first, so link could be size string 0, who knows. Probably should just use the 0, but let's mix it up. So then source set is equal to new string and size strings dot length again. And we'll do for I equals 0, I less than size strings dot length, I plus plus. Perfect. Why I need guess we could just for each on that, but whatever. For size equals size strings I and source set, oops, source set I guess that'll be Y. Template string, so the source set here. So what we need is to have well, we'll see. So instead, so responsive image, what happens here, ignoring the size, we have this. So we would have the same source. Let's grab this. So we will not need sizes on either of them. That will somewhat, actually I guess that'll stay the same. What we do now, or what we want now, is we'll have two images. And in fact we're going to send out the 641. So what this will end up being is basically 1.0x and 2.0x. Right, 1 times and 2 times. And it's the same deal down here. Right, so that's what we need to create. So now we have them in, and we need to create this string here. Well, we have the image source. Why aren't you helping me out? So image source, and we pass in the size. So that will give us this, the first bit. And then what we need is the space, and now we need to do int.parse size. Divide that by min, and I want to use this formatting string. So now we have the source set. We should be able to then say set source set output and give it the source set and save that. Come back, refresh, make sure the server's back up, everything's working again. So let's just go back to the start, come back to our same sizes, and again see nothing. Body content. Oh, forever jumping the gun. There can't be something if we don't have something. All right. Now, what I'm going to do here. Well, let's just do snag non-lazy loaded first. So we'll come up here, snag this, move it down, but we don't want a responsive image. Actually, let's just keep it, and then so we'll change the responsive image becomes DPR or derp. DPR. So it's the same source fragment. OCD kicking in. But again, the sizes that we want 320 and 640. JPEG, woman, lazy load. That should be it. Let's save that. Return, and there is our lazy loaded image. So now we have our image container, and it's formatted. If we look, edit as HTML, we can see, I guess different browsers process them differently. We got rid of our X's, but so we have 1 and 2 times going on there. And if we check out the network tab, we can see that we downloaded the 320 width image because we're on DPR of 1. If I switch it to 2, I get nothing. Oh, and here I was lying, right? So I said, oh, they process them differently, so they got rid of my X. I believe that I'm supposed to have, and I am, an X here. Save it, back to the browser, DPR1, refresh. We have our 320 width image. If I go up here and do 2, now we get the 640 width image. So now that part is working correctly. Let's go back to image tag helper, or let's grab, actually, well, yeah, let's just take this. So I think, again, we change the sizes, 640, and we need to change this to DPR, line things. I feel better about myself. Perfect. Maybe perfect. Let's see. Give the server a chance to restart. We'll just refresh here. Everything's up and running. Let's do lazy loading. Same size. So we're at DPR of 2. We're getting the 640 width image. If we scroll down, we'll see the other ones start to pop in. That's working. We have just DPR of 1. We have the 320 width, and they just start scrolling in. So there we have it. So now we've added in the ability to have this DPR image tag helper. Like I said, what we did was create a base class for both of our tag helpers to inherit from, so that we have a lot less code duplication. And so now all that we have to do is to essentially come up with the source set for each of our different tags, and the base class will take care of all the rest of it, right? And I think in the next video, the last thing that we really have to do is to create a tag helper that we can use to create the picture element and its contents. But as usual, thank you for watching. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please leave them in the comments section below, and I will talk to you in the next video. Thank you for taking the time to watch our video. I know that your time is valuable. If you liked the video, please subscribe to our channel and click the thumbs up button, as well as share the video with your friends. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please leave them in the comments section below. And once again, thank you, and I will talk to you in the next video.